Hello guys, it's Mazi again, and this is my outlook for today. Still the same reason I've been giving why I am buying gold, right? But for the benefit of those persons who are joining me for the first time or who are watching my videos for the first time, I'm going to explain, of course. So stick around. But first, before I dive into that, I would like to introduce you guys to the firm I trade with, and that firm is Hola Prime, one of the best guys in the industry, right? But still don't take my word for it. Go and do your research. But my job is to bring good opportunities to you guys, good firms to you guys, right? So that at the end of the day, the effort you put into trading will make sense or will worth it, right? Because it's so sad that most traders will go through the stress of passing phase one, phase two, only to get to pay out and they get denied due to one or two flimsy excuses because most firms don't really want to pay. But Hola Prime is a different firm. In fact, Hola Prime allowed an international body to audit them, right? After the body finished auditing Hola Prime, they came out and said, based on their findings, Hola Prime does not have any payout denial, right? And secondly, Hola Prime has the fastest payouts in the industry. So that's beautiful. You can go and check it out. Go and check it out. Deloitte did the auditing. And Hola Prime has a package or a program they created, which they call the Prime Circle, where they reward traders who have consistently gotten 5 payouts from the platform. They get them into the Prime Circle, give them access to a black card and other mouth-watering benefits, and also they can get they can have access to capital up to $2 million. That's one of the benefits of being into the Prime Circle or becoming a member of the Prime Circle. So you see, Polar Prime is out there to help traders. There's no consistency rule except if you want to do payout on demand. But if you're doing bi-weekly and bi-monthly, there's no consistency rule, no lot size restriction, no margin rule, no unnecessary slippage. Weekend holding is allowed. News trading is also allowed on their Prime account, not the Prime Pro, yeah, the Prime account. There are other lots of other amazing benefits you get to enjoy, right, by trading with Hola Prime. So click the link on my bio now. Click the link on my bio. Sign up with Hola Prime and use Mars EFX to get yourself any account of your choice. But I'll also be posting some amazing discount code on the screen now. This discount code you're seeing on the screen. Use any of them and enjoy the ongoing promo, right? But before you do that, make sure you're signing up with my link so you can have access to that. Normally, I'm supposed to show only my link, but I'm somebody who likes, I like to when life is hard already in Nigeria, definitely. So if we can have access to cheaper accounts, it will be better to favor my community more. I'm supposed to say use only my code, which will give you a 30% discount, but we have other amazing code you can leverage on before it closes. But please make sure you're using my link. So you're signing up on my link so you can enjoy those amazing benefits. All right. So click the link on my bio. Anyways, let's fall back to what we are talking about, and that is reason why I'm buying gold and other and my outlook on other pairs. So yeah, looking at this, yeah, this is a weekly structure. So looking at this, right, this is the last gold. Um, this is the last gold daily structure, and this is now the previous gold daily structure, right? And what price did was came into the 50% here, gave a reaction, moved to the upside, couldn't hold, came back, raided the full low, moved to the upside, couldn't hold, came here, and we raided this low and gave an engulfing. So I got convinced, yeah, based on how my system, we might take a trade from this midpoint. But there's a but now because it's looking as if price wants to come into this previous daily low, but fail to tap it. So price might most likely come into it, right? Or bounce off from here. So in as much as I don't want to miss out on any trade, I had to take this trade. But the better or the best probability would have been if markets come into this point. So we can expect that buy. And also it makes sense also with the weekly because yeah, looking at the weekly, I think a new weekly structure wants to form because the last one that formed is this. So most times when you see price invalidate a particular time frame you're looking at, it's because it wants to create something else on the higher time frame, a new structure on the higher time frame, right? It wants to balance price. So we call it price rebalancing itself. Just the way it's going to violate weekly, just to balance monthly, violate monthly, just to balance 6 months. So that's how price works. So that is that about good. And also on M15, I have some expectation So on M15 here, I've already marked this zone where I can possibly take a sell. You can see it, waiting for price to play in back into this M15 zone where I take a sell, but there's a particular strategy I use in counter trading. That's like, yeah, buying into a sell zone or selling into a buy zone. But looking at this, it is not here, it is not clear, so I'm not going to engage. But let me give you guys a hint or an idea of what I'm talking about. So it's like this: when price is trending up, yeah, trending to the upside, we get a high, yeah, a low, a high, right? Then price violates a low, and this is what people call change of character. So a lot of persons will be looking forward to sell, and I'm expecting price to do this. Now this is a confirmation that price wants to buy. Why? Because it has faked out a lot of buyers, and now it's going to move. Now I'm sure that okay, I think this retracement is going to hold, which you cannot find any here. So that is why I'm skeptical about this buy. I'm not going to buy until I get to that sell zone. But overall, I am still bullish. Do you understand? So my expectation is coming into the 50% or Fibonacci 50% range of this particular point here, 50% or 70%, and I take a buy. Now, where am I going to exit? Where am I going to exit? This is my M15 sell zone. Yeah, this is my M15 sell zone will be my TP. Then I start looking forward to sell. So let's move on to the next pair, and that's a BTC. So yeah, BTC has been a bad boy. Or should I say has been a good boy? Because yeah, it kind of gave me some profit. So yeah, I took a trade on BTC, I think on Monday, I don't know, Sunday night, I don't know, but it was a good trade. So now why am I still interested in buying BTC for a short term before I sell? Because overall BTC is selling, right? Is because now looking at this candle here, this particular candle, the range of this candle is very long. Yeah, I mean very, very long. And for the past 2 weeks, price has not been able to either take the high or take the low, right? But and then I also have something I do whenever I see a situation like this, right? I go to 4 hours. Since 4 hours, better gives us better details of the weekly, right? I go to 4 hours, and if I'm seeing any structure on 4 hours, I am allowed to take trades here. Same thing I used on trading this point. You can see same thing repeated here. Look at this candle, range very high, and all this could not take the high or the low, and this thing lasted for 2 months plus. I was just buying till I got to this point, exit. So I think I might do the same thing here, but this one is higher probability. This one is a higher probability move. But it's almost same thing here, because at the end of the day, this swept the low of this point before this happened. And same thing is happening here also. You can see a repeated pattern. That's one thing about the market, repeated pattern. So I'm allowed to take buys whenever I see an opportunity. I'm allowed to take buys. So look at this point. You can see this is the 4-hour structure, and price has what tapped. Price did not tap into it. Price wanted to react off this internal liquidity point, and price moved, and this is now looking like an engineered liquidity. Now price has tapped into my zone, giving some reaction, but knowing fully well that BTC can be is it useless or can be crazy sometimes. Yeah, excuse my excuse my words, right? So I'm expecting it to pull back into this zone before we get that possible buy to this point. Yeah, so that's my expectation. But should in case we take this low, then I am now fully settled in for a continuous sell. I just short and short and short. So let me show you guys the trade I took. Yeah, because I know that, yeah, this will most likely be an engineered liquidity. So I waited for price somewhere around here. I marked a zone, which was well respected, though I did not trade off that zone. I did not trade off that zone. I just waited for price to give me a change of character, a zone around here. Then the moment I noticed that, okay, this is not a structure, I noticed this is not a structure. And from the look of things, from that reaction, price will pull into the proper structure, which is here. Right? I have reasons why I say this is not a structure. Is this M15? Okay. Oh. This is actually you can say this is actually a structure, but not a valid one. This is more valid than this. So having that in mind, I know that price is going to tank down, so I had to take same thing. Let me see if I will permitted to go as far back as day before yesterday on the M1 time frame. Okay, yeah, it's still valid. So look at the same thing I showed you guys, same thing I used in trading my counter trade, taking my counter trade. Look at it. You can see the same stuff. Price is going down for is selling, and price did this. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I have to delete this. Same thing. Price is selling and price did this, came back and moved to the downside. That's a what? A continuation for me. Once I get that, I am more confident in what executing. So look at it here. You can see a low, a high, a low, a read of that high, another low, see, and boom, to the downside. But I initially took the trade here because same thing repeated, but now it made it like, look at it here. You can see a low, a high, a low, a sweep of the high, and this. That was why it first of all took the trade around here. Then the same thing repeated, but now it's looking wider. You can see a low, a high, read of the high, read of the low, came back and boom. You see? So that was what I used in taking this trade on BTC, and it was a 9-hour trade. Right? My plan was to buy up from here, but got to this point, no confirmation, and just started tanking down. But I was already out. But it was a good trade. Yeah, it was really a good trade. So let's move to the next pair. This gentleman has been on my neck for a while now. There's nothing even gentle about this pair. Yeah, like I said, it was pretty obvious that this is going to be like a sell. But now there's a but. Now what is the but? What is the but? Same way I trade. Whenever price tries to create a structure and fails, and that structure closes with a what? A week, I'm expecting price to return to the source and boom, to the upside. But in this case of GU returned to the source, gave us a very nice engulfing, right? Which price is supposed to just start buying off. But I don't know what GU plans is. GU has just been misbehaving. Yeah, I can say GU has just been misbehaving, but I'm still very, very much confident that GU is going to hold this buy. But if this buy does not hold, then best believe GU is tanking all the way to this point, because this now becomes the previous valid weekly structure, because this is an unfulfilled weekly structure. There's no body close, right? So source reacted perfectly. We got this move, and GU is now back to this point. I'm actually on the buy. Yeah, I'm on the buy, and if that buy gets to this point, I'm going to extend. This is where it's supposed to end. So I don't know what GU wants to do, but just keep an open mind. I'm on this buy, holding it for about 2 days now. Currently in a little bit of loss, but we just keep our fingers crossed and wait to see what GU really wants to do, right? See what GU really wants to do. But looking at here, you can see GU is almost forming a structure. This. Same thing I told you guys. One of the things I use in my entry, one of my best entry models. Up, you can see, down. Sorry, let me draw it again. I think it's a bit confusing. Let me make it clearer now. So let's, in a downtrend, yeah, price is trending down. Then all of a sudden, price takes the high, change of character, comes back again, reads the low, and boom. Then this is going to be me. So same thing I'm suspecting that is forming here, right? Same thing I'm suspecting that is forming here. See a structure, a high. Now price has readed the low. I'm expecting price to move to the upside, read the high, then come back again, then I'm in. Right? I'll take a second position. If I get this, oh, PC is low. But if I don't get it, still fine. Right? That is that about GU. That's that about GU. Let's check a US30. So US30, yeah, I'm currently on a sell. Same logic, yeah, same logic. I am selling US30 to this point because we are trading up the daily structure. You can see a sell, right? A sell. So price has to come into this point, midpoint, before we start buying. I'm not a market maker, but it's just a prediction. And because of that, it prompted me to take a sell. Same thing I explained to you guys, right? You can see the low. Price took the high, took the low, now this, and I'm selling. Same thing. Easy peasy. No guesswork. So we'll move to this. And this guy has been a pain in my ass, but anyways, I'm still holding my buys. Why? Because from the weekly time frame, price is bullish, and from the 4 hours time frame, I can see some nice structures, which I'm taking my trade off. You can see previous 4 hour structure, and this is me. I'm buying off from the inducement point or internal liquidity point. Sometimes price moves from there, but if it feels this is me here, I'm going to be taking a buy till this high. So that is that about that. See you guys on tomorrow's episode. Bye, guys.